got a man. Everybody got a man. Guess who got a man? Y'all gonna be shocked like a motherfucker. Guess who got a man? What's the little tennis player bitch richer than the motherfucker? The sisters. Not Serena. Venus. Venus Williams got a motherfucking man. She got a fine ass Italian boy. This motherfucker is fine. They had pictures of him in the People's Magazine, laying out on the beach, getting a suntan. He was laying there looking golden brown. She was laying in his arms looking like this. I said, damn, this bitch got a man. Oh, y'all know Venus Williams ain't easy on the eyes. Fuck that shit. Shit. I ain't the best looking bitch in the world, but I got one bitch beat. That's Venus Williams. That bitch done won every tennis tournament there is to win. They ain't put on a box of Wheaties yet. Kids all over the country be crying like a motherfucker. Mama, I don't want no cereal. I don't want to run fast. Now look at Venus and I say, God has a sense of humor. Now he does. Let me tell you something. God is the creator of all men. He has given each and every one of us a flaw or two, some more noticeable than others. As for me, I have no body hair. Hair does not grow on my entire body, which means I have to draw my eyebrows on every fucking day. What I'm trying to explain to y'all is I'm part seal in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm subject to any motherfucking minute. But you can't tell me that God didn't have a good time when he was creating some of us. I'm convinced that God was sitting on his throne. He told St. Peter, he said, St. Peter, I feel like doing something fly. St. Peter said, well, do what you do, God, you God. He was like, well, get out of my way. He said, I'm getting ready to make a black woman, I'm going to make her young, I'm going to make her talented, I'm going to give her some tennis skills where she'll be renowned around the world. But watch the face on this motherfucker, bang! Venus Williams.
Think you could beat her?
I know I can beat her.
You know you can beat her. Very confident.
I'm very confident.
You say it so easily. Why?
Because I believe her.
Cut back here, if you don't mind. And let me tell you what. What she has said, she said it with so much confidence the first time. But if you keep going on,
Listen, we can't keep interrupting. I mean, if you want...
you got to understand that you're dealing with an image of a 14-year-old child. And this child gonna be out there playing when your old ass and me gonna be in the grave. When she says something, we done told you what's happening. You're dealing with a little black kid, and let her be a kid. She done answered it with a lot of confidence. Leave that alone.
What do you feel inside when you're on court?
I feel good. I feel good.
What didn't I do to try to copy Venus when I was younger? I mean, her favorite color was my favorite color. Her favorite animal was my favorite animal. She wanted to win Wimbledon. I wanted to Wimbledon.
So as you can see by this last clip, there has always been scrutiny towards Serena Williams and even Venus Williams' looks. And today I want to talk about it. Primarily, I'm going to be talking about how Serena Williams has been pretty much masculinized and belittled for being a dark-skinned Black woman. And there will be times occasionally where I'll include Venus because they do have like a similar disposition as sisters. This criticism, particularly about their appearance, raises an uncomfortable question. How can we demand representation of Black women in media and sports while simultaneously attacking the looks of unapologetically Black women like Venus and Serena? From the beginning of their careers, Venus and Serena's bodies have been policed and criticized. They've been called too masculine for tennis, due to their muscular physiques. In 2009, Russian Tennis Federation President Shamil Tarpishev referred to them as the Williams brothers, a statement for which he was fined and suspended.
Turn now to Serena Williams, speaking out this morning against the top tennis official who set up a firestorm with some offensive remarks, calling Serena and her sister Venus the Williams brothers. ABC's Rena Ninen here with the story. Good morning, Rena.
Good morning to you, George. That official, Shamil Tarpishev, is a member of the International Olympic Committee. He calls the whole thing a joke made on late-night Russian television and claims something was lost in translation.
She's known on the court for her powerful hits.
I thought they were, in a way, bullying.
But this morning, tennis superstar Serena Williams breaking her silence off the court, taking aim at the head of the Russian Tennis Federation, Shamil Tarpishev, over controversial comments he made.
ESPN commentator Doug Adler was fired about comparing Venus to a gorilla during the 2017 Australian Open.
Need to know, what is it like for you to Google your own name and see the word racism used in the same sentence as Doug Adler?
Yeah, it just makes me absolutely sick. Never been a racist, have never looked at color, have never even thought of that term until this whole situation.
That situation began earlier this year during the Australian Open. Adler calling a match between Venus Williams and Switzerland's Stephanie Vergela.
Venus was just too good. She was just too good. So in the second set, it became apparent to me what Venus was doing.
Adler says he noticed Williams employing an especially aggressive style of play. That led him to make this fateful comment.
And you'll see Venus move in and put the gorilla effect on. Charging.
To some viewers, it was clear. They just heard an ESPN commentator comparing one of the world's top tennis players, an African American, to a gorilla.
Spell the word gorilla in that sentence.
G-U-E-R-R-I-L-L-A.
So gorilla like guerrilla warfare.
Yes.
Not G-O-R-I-L-L-A.
Nothing to do with an animal. Everything to do with tactics, strategy, how to win the point.
Two words that sound similar, but have very different meanings. Anger quickly mounted on social media. But Adler says he didn't hear about the controversy until the next day, when his boss told him he'd been branded a racist.
I said, "You've got to be kidding me." And he said, "It's unbelievable." He said, "We all know what you meant."
The gorilla effect. Is that a common phrase in tennis?
It's been used for decades.
Perhaps most famously in this iconic Nike ad from 1995, starring Andre Agassi and Pete Sampras. The ad's name? Gorilla Tennis.
Those are two white tennis players. Did it ever occur to you that that term would not be appropriate when referring to or describing an African American or black tennis player?
No, never.
When asked about Adler's comment days later, Venus Williams said this.
I pay attention and address situations that are noteworthy.
So you took that to mean this was no big deal, you'd done nothing wrong?
That's exactly the way I read into it. It was nothing.
But amid the uproar, ESPN asked Adler to apologize on air. The network itself issued a statement saying Doug Adler should have been more careful in his word selection. He apologized and we've removed him from his remaining assignments. Adler says the very next day, he was fired.
I think if people listen to the simple facts here, they're going to shake their head, Doug, and they'll say, there had to be another reason. Were you a pain in the ass to work with? Were you not well liked?
I don't think so. Why would they have hired me for 9-10 straight years?
Now Adler is suing the company, claiming wrongful termination.
These derogatory remarks reflect a long-standing tradition of dehumanizing Black women, comparing their bodies to animals as a way to undermine their femininity and power. Even fellow athletes have joined in. John McEnroe, in a 2001 interview, suggested that Serena wouldn't rank higher than 700th if she played in the men's circuit, despite her domination of women's tennis.
Why was it necessary for you to say that anybody, Serena, couldn't beat the 700th player on the men's circuit.
As you know, she's the greatest female player that ever lived. Then the lady said to me, I don't remember which one, but she said, why did you say woman? Why don't you just say the greatest, tennis player that ever lived?
Now, I don't watch tennis. I personally think tennis is trash, but I've paid attention enough to know that not only is Serena Williams one of, the greatest Serena Williams is the greatest tennis player of all time.
Do you think it's ironic that a black woman is in the conversation as the greatest athlete ever? Do you think what do you think?
I think if I were a man, I would have been in that conversation a long, long time ago, like 6, 7 years ago, 8 years ago.
What if you were a white man? What do you think you would have been?
Or any kind of man.
Any man?
Yeah, any man, white, black. I mean, it doesn't matter. It just, if I was a man, then it would have been a different conversation a long time ago.
And in 2012, Danish tennis player Caroline Wozniacki mocked Serena's body by stuffing towels in her top and skirt during an exhibition match. Though Serena downplayed the incident, it reflected a broader discomfort with the sister's physicality.
Serena Williams, you do, if I may say so myself, a pretty good on-court impression of her.
I got a bit of stick for that, by the way.
Were you amazed by the amount of backlash you got?
Yeah, I was really, I'm a very good friend of Serena, and
right.
I did not expect that to be blown out of proportion. I'm in no way racist,
Right.
so I was shocked that the media would blow it out that way, and I was like, I called Serena and I'm like, I hope you don't take this personally, because
Right.
obviously it was just a little bit fun, and she's like, no, don't worry, it's not a big deal to me.
Well, right, because other people had done it before too.
Exactly,
You're playing
other people have done it before, and
Right.
yeah, we're just having a bit of fun, and
Right.
it had nothing to do with what skin color you have. It was just a bit of fun, and it wasn't really.
Well, right. You put towel in your
Exactly.
chest, a towel behind, and it was.
Hey, she has amazing curves. I'm pretty flat, so I would like some more. Just having a
Right.
little laugh, and I learned a lesson there as well, and I was like, maybe I should not do that in the future.
Criticism of their bodies isn't limited to their competitors or sports commentators. In rap culture, Serena has been simultaneously objectified and praised for her physique. Kanye West in his hit Gold Digger famously rapped, "But I'm looking for the one, have you seen her? My psychic told me she would have an ass like Serena." Joey Badass similarly referenced Serena in his 2015 song Paper Trails. "I got dreams selling arenas and breaking brackets, tennis rackets while I'm cracking a Serena." While these comments were meant as compliments, they underscore the objectification that Black women, including Serena, frequently endure. Cheryl L. Harris, in her 2019 book, Born to Run, Venus and Serena, and the Unmaking of the American Athlete, argues, the criticism of Venus and Serena Williams' looks is a reflection of the ways in which Black women are often seen as deviant from the white feminine ideal. Black women's bodies are often seen as being too muscular, too masculine, or too sexual. This criticism is an attempt to dehumanize Black women and to deny their athleticism and their beauty. There has been racism also depicted in media and cartoons. One of the most egregious examples of racial bias came in 2018 when an Australian newspaper published a cartoon depicting Serena as an exaggerated caricature during her outburst at the U.S. Open. The image drew on racist Jim Crow era tropes, depicting Serena with exaggerated lips, a broad nose, and an Afro-style ponytail. In contrast, her opponent, Naomi Osaka, who is of mixed Haitian and Japanese heritage, was shown as a skinny blonde woman. The cartoon was condemned for its racist undertones, with the National Association of Black Journalists calling it repugnant. Media outlets have often used Serena's physicality and behavior to uphold negative stereotypes about Black women. When she protested an umpire's decision at the 2018 U.S. Open and was labeled aggressive, she later addressed the stereotype in Vogue, stating, "I'm not angry, I'm passionate, and I'm not going to apologize for that." In her article, The Policing and Punishment of Black Girl Magic in Sports, Dr. Letitia Cardoso Brown points out, we live in a world that asks Black femmes, girls, and women to shrink, alter, and bend themselves in order to be given a modicum of support. Athletes such as Michael Phelps are lauded for a body that has been said to give him a competitive edge, but Serena's muscular physique remains an issue in the media's lens. Now I'm going to address how her fashion and hair has often been criticized. The Williams sisters have also been criticized for their fashion choices. While their white peers adhered to more traditional tennis outfits, Venus and Serena brought bold colors, prints, and body-hugging ensembles to the court. Janelle Hobson describes it as, when tennis champion Serena Williams, days before winning the 2002 U.S. Open, appeared on the courts in a black spandex suit, media frenzy ensued. Her Black female body, adorned in all its quote-unquote ghetto glamour, bleached blonde braids, and a tight-fitting suit that outlined the contours of her posterior, among other things, managed to disrupt, literally and figuratively, the elitist game of tennis. Williams, who defended herself by stating that she wanted to wear something comfortable as she moved around the tennis court, was nonetheless attacked in the press for her tackiness and quote-unquote inappropriate display of sexuality. This seemingly exaggerated response to Williams' choice of sportswear reveals an anxiety that is best understood within a larger historical context of attitudes towards the exhibition of the Black female body. This history, a history of enslavement, colonial conquest, and ethnographic exhibition, variously labeled the Black female body strange, unfeminine, lascivious, and obscene. This negative attitude toward the Black female body targets one aspect of the body in particular, the buttocks. Popular exhibitions in the 19th century, for example, displayed a South African woman known as the Hottentot Venus for this strange, singular attraction. Similarly, the attention to and criticism of Serena Williams' body alluded to above call unabashed attention to her generously sized backside, thus inviting comments such that sexiness was lewd and obscene. As this brief discussion of Williams suggests, the meaning assigned to this aspect of the Black female body has a long and complex history, a history worthy of further investigation. In 2018, Serena wore a black catsuit to the French Open, a striking departure from tennis norms. The outfit was later banned by the tournament, with organizers citing the need to quote-unquote respect the game, a sentiment that many interpreted as thinly veiled racism. Venus has faced similar backlash. In 2010, she wore a revealing outfit with flesh-colored undergarments at the French Open, which led some critics to accuse her of disrespecting the sport. But these criticisms aren't just about their clothes, they also extend to their hair. Serena has worn braids, beads, and other non-traditional styles, all of which have been met with negative commentary. Tennis star Martina Navratilova defended the sisters' hairstyles, but negative perceptions lingered, with some labeling their looks as unprofessional. The stereotype of the angry Black woman has been weaponized against both Venus and Serena, but particularly Serena. During her career, her emotional responses on the court have been framed as angry outbursts, while similar behavior from her white counterparts is often seen as competitive passion. The media, commentators, and even fellow players have used this stereotype to diminish Serena's accomplishments. During the 2018 U.S. Open final, after being penalized for coaching and smashing her racket, Serena called the umpire a thief. The incident sparked a media firestorm, with many labeling her behavior as aggressive or out of control. In response, Serena said, "I'm passionate. I'm not going to apologize for that." This refusal to shrink or bend to expectations exemplifies the resilience of Black women who are often asked to be less emotional, less outspoken, less themselves to be accepted. So now I want to talk about how Black people also have scrutinized Serena, from her makeup to her style of dress, and accused her of skin bleaching. In recent times, Black women specifically have been concerned with her bad makeup and bad wigs. Many people felt her staff or glam team were not experienced with dark skin, and some felt they were intentionally trying to sabotage her beauty. Bad lighting, And then many debated if she was bleaching due to years of scrutiny or if she actually got lighter due to being retired from tennis, hence not in the sun as much. Serena Williams recently opened up about learning to do her own makeup, and some recent photos show her complexion appearing lighter and darker than before. At the ESPY Awards, many fans remarked that she looked stunning, crediting her appearance to her glam team's efforts. You don't let the world decide beauty. A lot of people feel they're not pretty or they're not cute enough because their skin is dark, she said in a past interview about not folding to the public's perception of her beauty. I think people could feel my confidence because I was always told, you look great, be black and be proud, she added. So now I'm going to play some public opinion and then I'm going to conclude.
So people put up this picture of Serena Williams and a picture apparently from her back in the past. You know, and people in the comments was like, that's not her. And some people were saying like, damn, you did a lot to your face, baby. I feel like people don't collectively understand that your makeup artist is everything. Literally, your eyebrow shape could change the whole outcome of your whole makeup. So yeah, like, that was like a picture from 2011, and honestly, shoot, we need to call that back up. Like, hold on, where you go? Did you stop doing makeup, baby? Come back over here. But you know, things change and people progress and want to go, you know, try other people, preferably referred by other, you know, famous people. Because people are in the comments saying like, I think she just has a really bad makeup artist. This was her 2 weeks ago. Like, you see this, people are saying, first of all, that's not even Serena. And that's like, at first I was like, what? When I tell you the pictures people was putting up, like, they were like, we got a Carfax. That was just her from different angles. Good camera, lighting, makeup art. Bow!
What in great Caesar's self-hatred is going on with Serena Williams' glam team? I would like to personally challenge her staff to a fist fight because this is disrespectful. I sat in silence too long because sometimes she looks good and then, ma'am, haunts my dreams. I know God doesn't give with both hands, but we're gonna have to up our style game. For the culture. Just find Lori Harvey's team and do whatever she does. We can't look at that other thing no more. I said what I said. I said what I said.
Ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Serena Williams facial
Steady
enhancements.
to your favorite PA and injector in the Houston area. Y'all told me y'all want me to do a few more side-by-sides, so let's get into my girl, Miss Serena Williams. I get that I look like Serena Williams a lot, and she is beautiful. And before you get on me talking about this is weight gain, she had a baby, all this stuff, you can clearly see the differences in these pictures. Saw her before, beautiful girl, amazing cheekbones and jawline, 100% chin is well proportionate to the lips. That angle right there is beautiful, as well as you can notice just a little flattened bridge here. Her eyes are small and kind of slanted, just like mine. But let's get into the after. So to the right, she could have gained a little weight, 100%. But as you notice, this cheek has enhanced. Smiling or not, you can tell that she has enhancements in her cheeks, which in turn make the slanted eye appear smaller. So that could be some under eye filler as well as some cheek enhancements throughout. You can notice that her lips seem a little bigger, just a nice little touch. They still look good. Chin still looks great and jawline still looks great, but her face overall looks a little puffy, and that can happen over time when you put too much filler. You can start to get this puffy look. Of course, I see some rhinoplasty. Maybe a rhinoplasty, or could have been some filler to heighten the bridge of her nose. But ultimately, you see this before and after Miss Serena. I don't care if it was 10 years ago. I don't care if it was 5 years ago. You clearly notice some difference in the enhancements. So again, let's just kind of look at the progression of the face. The structure has remained the same, but of course, things have been enhanced. Cheek, I feel like the tip of the nose is more downturned now, which could be the rhinoplasty with the heightened bridged, but overall it's just giving a little more puffy, which can be an overuse of filler or overuse of cosmetic enhancements. Tell me what you guys think. I always love to hear feedback.
I'm gonna beat y'all to the punch. I don't know who did her makeup. Serena posted this on her Instagram for a Stuart Weitzman collaboration. It could also be the lighting. What's going on, Serena? Blink twice if you need help.
Serena Williams. Serena Williams. When I tell you I audibly gasped. When I tell you my breath was stolen. Moment. Because head to toe, perfection. The hair, the makeup, the jewelry, the dress, the styling, the shoe, the shiny leg, the oiled up, glistening golden leg. I love. I'm obsessed. In fact, I am obsessed. And then when I saw this, I said, oh, she's not playing. Oh, she's come here to tell you, remember, I'm that bitch. Always have been, always will be. Always have been, always will be. And let's not forget her sister. The Williams sisters, first of all, I don't think they get enough respect. I'll be very, very honest with you. And I'm going to have a little moment here. These women did more for us, and by us, you know who I'm talking about, than I can ever describe to anyone. You don't know what it felt like to be a young black girl. I grew up in the United Kingdom, a young black girl watching Wimbledon, watching the Williams sisters dominate and doing it so unapologetically, watching the US Open, watching the Australia. I remember vividly, my mother we would bond over tennis. We would bond over our love of these women. I could sing Serena and Venus Williams' praises for years, days, hours. How much time do you have? I could sing their praises for. I just think I just love them. And anyway, I digress. I love these two. I love them. And I love the fact that they went for a power suit moment together. I do. I really do. I also really love this outfit. I'm a sucker for fashion. I'm a sucker for structure. I'm a sucker for texture. I just love this outfit. But I will say, I don't like the shoe. I don't like it. I don't like this silver little church shoe. I don't like it. There's a woman in my church. There was a woman at my church who used to wear shoes like this. Shout out to her. Big love. She'd wear a shoe like this with a bag and a matching jewelry set. So the earrings, the necklace, the rings would all match the bag and the shoes. And let me tell you something. For church, she looked 10 out of 10, drop dead gorgeous. But for the SBs, girl, take that shoe off. Kick it off. Kick it off now. But other than that, I love this outfit. But I just think she did a fantastic job. I think she's a fantastic job hosting, being a fantastic, she was charismatic, she was funny, she was likable, personable. I just love Serena Williams down. Love this look. Love also, this is one thing that really pisses me off about people. And talk about Serena Williams' physique and they're like, ooh, her arms are this, her da-da. Shut up. Shut up now. Shut up. Because if I worked as damn hard as Serena Williams did and my body looked like this, I promise you, I'd be even worse. I'd be doing this on the red carpet. I'm saying, look at the strength! Whilst wearing a full blown bonbon gown. Absolutely, I would. Because how dare you make me feel like I can't show you and show off what I've worked so hard for. Shut up. So I love this dress. I love the way it complements her physique. I love the strength that we see. I think she does so well at like showing beauty and strength and softness and strength at the same time. Also, love this hair. Serena, let me tell you something. You don't know me from Bag of Rice, okay? Who is your vendor? Anyways, shout out to Serena Williams. Shout out to the Williams sisters. Shout out to that entire family. Paved the way. Continue to pave the way. Shout out to you guys. Love you down. And I'm going to continue staring at this picture for the foreseeable future. So, I hope you have a great day. I know what I'm going to be doing all day. Staring at this. Literal art. Anyway, goodbye.
So lately, whenever I see a picture or a video of Serena Williams, when I click on the comments, everybody's saying, what happened? Oh, she need to fire her makeup artist. I think it's time that we face reality that it's not the makeup. This is just how she looks now. it's obvious that Serena Williams has had work done to her face, and it's also obvious that she's not the same skin complexion that she once was. And I know people are going to say, oh, it's because she's not playing tennis in the sun all day every day anymore, but you're not going to convince me that a lady that was once my skin complexion is now the shade of Beyonce. That's not her normal skin complexion. That's why it doesn't look right. That's why people keep thinking it's a makeup issue when it's not. That's just not her natural skin tone. And this is no shade. I just feel like it's time that we just face reality and we just have to accept that this is how she looks now. Just like it was hard for people to get used to Lil' Kim new look or how her drastic changes. I feel like we gonna have to accept that Serena Williams, that's how she looks now. She doesn't, I don't know if she can reverse what she did or whatever, but she doesn't look the same. And that's one reason, well, that's not one reason, but that's a reason why I just don't, like, I could never really get into like the fillers and stuff in my face. I feel like me and Serena Williams have similar bone structure. I feel like when you already have like high cheekbones, when you start playing with your face, you can look crazy real easily. But I don't know. I just feel like let's stop making comments on her appearance and keep saying, oh, what happened? That's just how she looks now, and we just got to accept it.
What an incredible journey it's been, starting in 1995 when Steffi Graf was at the top of tennis. It wasn't long before the Williams sisters asserted themselves as the dominant force in the sport, having already won the French Open doubles with her sister back in 1999. Just a few months later, she won her first singles title, the US Open, against Martina Hingis. She was 19 years old and was the first black woman to win a Grand Slam singles title since Althea Gibson in 1958.
Well, the Williams sisters dominated tennis in the early part of the 21st century. They won 3 Olympic gold medals as doubles partners, while Serena also won singles gold in 2012.
She won Wimbledon for the first time in 2002, defeating her sister in the final on her way to the Serena Slam, holding all 4 Grand Slam titles at the same time. A warning of some flash photography coming up here.
And she would repeat the achievement more than a decade later, winning the US Open in 2014. She was denied the Grand Slam in 2015, winning all 4 slams in a year when she suffered a shock defeat in the defence of her US Open title.
Arguably her greatest achievement was her final Grand Slam title in Australia in January 2017. In April that year, she announced she was 20 weeks pregnant, meaning she would have been roughly 8 weeks pregnant when she won the title in Melbourne.
Well, Williams was a trailblazer on and off the court, and it's no surprise that the biggest names in tennis, sport and beyond have been lining up to pay tribute as she bids farewell to tennis.
So many big names paying tribute. Coco Gauff, one of many people inspired by Serena, reaching the 4th round of Wimbledon in 2019, aged just 15. And she tweeted, "Serena, thank you. It is because of you I believe in this dream. The impact you've had on me goes beyond any words that can be put together. And for that, I say thank you, thank you, thank you. GOAT, greatest of all time." Well, Gauff is through to the round of 16 and reflected on a memory of watching the Williams sisters play when she was 13.
Despite the relentless criticism, Venus and Serena have remained unapologetic about who they are. Serena has said, "I'm proud to be a woman and I'm proud of my body." And I think it's important for women to be proud of their bodies, no matter what shape or size they are. Venus, too, has used her platform to promote body positivity. In 2012, she launched her own clothing line, 11, which was designed to empower women of all shapes and sizes. Both sisters have defined what it means to be an athlete and a Black woman on their own terms. And so now I'm going to end this by quoting Nikki Giovanni. "Serena gives us a new woman to say we are not afraid of our bodies or our minds. She had a big sister to say, don't be afraid of yourself. Having a big sister who loves you enough to be your teacher is great. We are all looking for big sisters and baby sisters who listen." So this is pretty much all I had to say about this topic. Let me know what you think down below. And thank you so much for listening to Books and Looks TV. I'll see y'all next time.